What is up, guys? Hazy Aim is here. Got a video that should be fairly interesting. Nice, short, sweet, quick video. We're going to be going over the pre-alpha test of Nakwon Last Paradise. It is a zombie survival game that had an alpha test over the past weekend here. I did play it. I wanted to play a little more than what I was able to with everything going on in my life. I got about an hour in, which honestly was enough for me. It is in pre-alpha, so there are a few things that are not finished, a few things that are a bit rough. So what we're seeing here is just going to be some gameplay as we talk about the game here. So first and foremost, this first screen here is just kind of like the starting area. It's like your house where you live. You have your inventory. There's a bed over here. You can't see because my webcam that you can sleep in, I'm assuming, to maybe regenerate health or stamina and things like that. It wasn't active in the alpha. There's a workbench here that potentially maybe be used for crafting. The citizen class up here, I didn't really understand it. So you start as an illegal settler, and then you, with coins or currency that you collect, you can go up to a resident, alien, and just kind of keep working your way up. And what that does, at least from what I could tell from the alpha, was it unlocks different areas on the map for you to discover. The problem with that is when I went to leave for a mission, there's only one place on the map that I could select. So I didn't know if me unlocking different areas in the map with my ID card were all in that one area that I was allowed to go to. And then maybe next time you go out on an adventure into the city, now you can get to this part of the city. Whereas before you couldn't get this part of the city. So right here, I upgraded my citizenship. I originally was only allowed in the dock. Or no, you're originally allowed, I think, in level 10 here. And then I eventually upgraded and I'm allowed to go to level 9. But I couldn't tell if, when I left for the mission, if I had to click different places. Because this little map, to me, correlates on the bigger map, just one area you can click. So I'm thinking the way it works is you upgrade your citizenship level, and then you can go to different places into the city when you depart for the adventure. So that's kind of the map and the starting area here. The interface that we're looking at right now really reminds me of like a Tarkov, PUBG type feel. It works. It seemed to be okay for the most part. They do have some crafting aspects where you can make armor, weapons, and different accessories for your character. Crafting was okay. I didn't get into it too heavily. It seemed like it was pretty basic to begin with. Looks like they will have housing, where you can maybe upgrade your housing at some point. The gameplay itself was okay. What we're looking at right now is the tutorial. It's all right looking, it's nothing to write home about. I have a feeling there might have been some assets used, but I don't know 100%, so don't quote me on that. Graphical options, you got enough for an alpha test. Nothing out of the ordinary, nothing that you wouldn't want in graphic settings. The world looked okay. Graphics looked all right. Some of the zombies looked a bit rough. Some of the character models, when I ran into other players, looked a bit rough. I felt like some of the world locations and points of interest were a bit empty. Like there was one point where I went into a pub or a bar, and I left the building and I was like, that was a bar? Like that Like, I was like, that didn't feel anything like a bar to me, like a bar setting at all. But I guess whatever, you know. So some of the buildings have a little to be desired, I guess. Let me skip ahead here in some of this gameplay. So this is the tutorial. So right there you can see some of the crafting. So it gives you your ingredients, what you need, magazine, tape. You can make arm, torso, head, leg, and you can make weapons. And then when you go to extract, you have to hold down the F button. So if there's zombies like out in front of you trying to get to you, trying to kill you, you have to sit there and hope they don't get to you in time, or hope that you fend them off. Or I guess you won't be able to fend them off because you'll be sitting there holding them, but hope that there's no zombies around to get away. So that was the tutorial. I did play, I believe, 2 games where I actually got into the world here, which wasn't bad. There's a gas that keeps getting bigger and bigger, kind of like Call of Duty Warzone or other battle royales, where the area that you're allowed to discover keeps getting smaller and smaller because of a toxic gas that will kill you. There's 2 different exits. There's a personal exit, and then there's also another exit that will appear after a certain amount of time has elapsed in the game. I ran into one character, which was really fun. That battle was very interesting. We actually ended up not even killing each other because we were fighting, and there's 2 or 3 zombies around, and they heard us fighting. So then the zombies got involved in the fight. So we actually just separated and went our own ways, and we're like, screw this, you know, like it's not worth dying. But then later on, I was still running from the zombies, and they eventually caught up to me and killed me, unfortunately. The combat that I experienced was very rough, very clunky. I was not overly impressed with the combat. If they're not going to give me some sort of crosshair to see where I'm hitting or throwing, then they need to have the hit registration be a little better, because it was rough. There was times where my weapon I would swing and it would literally go through the enemy I was trying to hit. So there needs to be a little work there for sure. Again, this is in pre-alpha, so I know there's a lot of work that still needs to be done, and there is a lot of work that they will have to get accomplished before this game is going to be anywhere close to being released. The world itself, I might have said this already, felt really empty. Yes, some of the areas felt great, like this current one you're seeing here. Felt pretty good. Felt like an abandoned, city construction area. I am not a super huge fan of how much stealth is in this game. It does really rely on being quiet and sneaking around and using things to distract zombies to go a certain way, or sneak up to them like I do here and take them down. Not a huge fan of this. I hope they do factor in different playstyles so you're not always having to sneak around like that. My biggest concern is that this game is going to cater to one playstyle and one playstyle only, and you're going to get burnt out really quick and get bored really quick. There were people playing for sure. There's a time where I was up on like a rooftop and I heard footsteps like running around in the building below me, which I'm assuming was a player, because most of the zombies don't run unless they see a player and go after the player. There are a few things that are a bit weird. You can break through steel doors with like a wooden 2x4 after hitting it a few times. There's things with the doors that I do like. You can open them normally and make a noise, or you can open them slowly to reduce your noise. As you can see here, the shockwave that's around my body when I'm walking is how loud I'm being. So when you're crouched, it's probably hard to see right now, but it's really non-existent. But when you're standing, it pulsates out from you. So it kind of tells you how much noise you're making, and if you're too close to a zombie, then they'll come after you. I don't think I'm leaving anything out from what I experienced. I did get stuck on a few random objects on the ground that prevented me from running and moving, which is a little annoying. Other than that, I didn't run into a whole lot of bugs, but again, I was only able to play for about an hour. But what I did play, there is a lot of potential. I hope they take the feedback and take this test and their game and mold it and shape it and make it better. My major concern for this game is it's being developed by a Korean developer, and anyone who knows anything about the way that some of these developers over in Korea do business or make their games is they like to introduce microtransactions to make money. I do not know if this game's going to be free at any point, and just they plan to make all their money off microtransactions. If they do have microtransactions, it's going to, I would almost bet 100% if there's microtransactions, it's going to be a pay-to-win type system, unfortunately. So hopefully microtransactions stay away from this game, and they take it, and they do good things with it. But time will tell. We will see. I will continue to follow this one. It is on my wish list. So if there's another beta test or alpha test, we will definitely come in and check it out. Definitely follow this one if you're into zombie survival. If you did play the test, let me know down in the comments. Please like and sub to this channel. I'd appreciate it. Have a good night or day wherever you're at in the world. Much love, and we will catch you on the next one.